When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
Shh.
Oh my god.
I need an image for this.
Tell me you get hero points for awkward situations.
Yeah. He's gonna look at you like this, and he's gonna say, "Ralph,
Yes,
there are people watching."
I know.
Ralph, the other members are here.
I know.
Don't do it. I'm a virgin. He's gonna like stare off into space with his like shoulders hunched up. He doesn't know what to do. I like when other people watch.
Well, no, I mean, you know, the verbal dimorphism that I've got going on here.
Yeah.
Because the character is operating from, like, a perspective of not being in the person that they're in, but...
Yeah. So he's gonna get super uncomfortable because you are acting extremely weird. He's gonna go like, I have to go. He's gonna like stand up. He's gonna grab his coat off the back of his chair. I'll see you tomorrow, Ralph. Yeah. He's gonna nod and he's gonna kind of start moving off.
Right, and I'll just repeat it back to him. I'll see you tomorrow, in the same inflection that he said it to me.
He's gonna like start walking faster.
It's fine, I'm not Pepe Le Pewing him.
Yeah, so most everybody is filing out of the chambers now. They're ready to hit the hay, as it were.
Right, so I guess I'll just watch them all leave.
So you like standing there watching them all leave. Like they all leave, a janitor comes in, or
I'm sorry, you broke up there right at the end.
everybody leaves. You watch them leave. Janitor comes in, starts mopping the floor.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in there. Gonna stay in there, and because I've never watched anybody sleep before.
So the janitor's he's gonna mop his way across the room towards you. He's gonna like mop around you. He's gonna like take off his headphones, look at you, wave a hand in front of your face. Do you respond?
I'll wave back at him.
He like lurches back when you move. It's like, Senator Corningstone, are you all right?
Are you all right?
Yeah, yes, but are you all right?
But are you all right?
I see. I am uncomfortable. And he's going to put his headphones back on and he's going to start mopping away at a rapid pace. So if you're going to stand there, are you going to like stand there for the night?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to stand there for the night, and Arsenal, you wake up in the middle of the night. Make a perception check, please.
Oh boy.
Damn, boy, that's a high perception.
Yep.
So you wake up and you kind of see your suit standing in the corner. It looks almost like a person standing there watching you for a second, but then you realize it's your suit. It's like, okay. And then you fall back asleep.
Trying to get those late night spooks.
Yeah. So and Scrap, when when the couple of times you wake up in the night, you do hear like a scuttling sound along the floor. It's like, but you know that sound. It's a rat. You're just like, I
A
see.
rat, a group of roaches, just a very small dog.
It's like, that's good. Means there isn't a gas leak.
Thanks. I'm alive. They're alive. Good.
Good. So, welcome to Joe's apartment. Nice. So, it is morning. You guys wake up. Oh, actually, wait. Before that happens, you hear a very distant sound as you're sleeping that you haven't heard inside the walls before. I'm going to play it now, and then for the interest of the viewers, I will describe what the sound is like. So let me grab that there, and let me play this very distant sound that kind of wakes you up in the middle of the night.
Once again,
And
I need you all to tell me what you hear.
yeah,
Describe
it is actually. Oh,
It's like a low vibration.
yeah, it's like a low vibration.
Low cello.
Oh, so
Mhm.
Marky Mark.
Just.
He's producing good vibrations. You feel them.
I want to
Yeah,
wager
yeah.
the guess it's refinery machinery or mining equipment.
Perhaps.
Or a sound of a whistle, or saying it's time to change shifts.
Or space whales.
I bet it's the space whales.
Definitely.
No other option. Okay, so you guys wake up in the morning to the sound of a bunch of people walking by loudly on the way to the mines.
Ugh. That
Lindsay
mattress
just sort of like
sucked.
stretches out, opens up the window, just like stretches and lets the sun hit him a little bit.
Nice. It's like, that was uncomfortable. But it was a place to sleep. And you got some, like, cleaning fluid to drink.
It'll
Ah,
just
that's
peel
right,
any
breakfast.
stain off anything.
What was that?
Oh, I said it'll peel a stain off of anything.
Yes, delicious. My favorite nail polish remover. But yes, breakfast. You are hungry.
What? Breakfast?
Breakfast.
I guess I'm having
So.
Place does come with a continental breakfast,
Alright,
supposedly.
so I'll go ahead and sit with everyone, get like a muffin or something,
Mm-hmm.
sip some orange juice. Just,
I will get as much as you
perfectly
can.
casual, like everything's normal.
Yes, the little like chef that they have that apparently makes some of this stuff is gonna like come waddling out of the back. He seems extremely pleased that there are people actually here. It's like, oh, how you enjoyed the croissant? Oh, is like kind of fawning over you.
It's great! I say with like a mouthful.
It's like, oh, lovely.
Can I
And
get another one of the sausages? They're real good.
oh, of course. And he like goes back and he brings back a fresh plate.
Excellent. Meanwhile, I'm looking at these two and going, well, hopefully I don't get stood up and I actually get to talk, and if so, hopefully maybe I can find a nice resolution to, our problem right now.
So
But barring that,
I'm actually out of the armor right now, but he's looking a little nervous. Like, should I really have left that in the room without anything there? I can't
You're
eat if I'm in
fine,
the armor.
yeah, Venumzies is gonna just like pat you on the shoulder. It's like, it's okay, you can't wear that everywhere.
I am struggling with my fork.
God damn it.
But it's okay. I figured out that if I could just grab the plate from the bottom, I can like lift it up and use it as like I can tilt it in certain ways so I can get what I want in my mouth. But it works out okay.
Flawless.
You don't have to wear those to breakfast, right?
don't have to wear those to breakfast.
I've got it. Arsenal just kind of pauses for a minute and decides not to say anything about that, but instead, I have an idea how I can help you with your phone issue, but I just don't have the hardware, and I definitely don't have the tools here. But I've got an idea, and it will work. shouldn't
I could
take
probably
more
help
than-
you with tools, but I don't think I'm too good with like circuitry things. If that's the kind of thing you really need.
No, I do need because I need a Class K hollow emitter plus feedback sensor and a few other little things. But I think I know where
Benjamin
I
just like
can.
nods and nods and nods. You can tell his eyes have like completely glazed over at the first word.
I've got an idea where I can get some. It was too late for me to try to get anything last night. So, but like I said, I've got an idea to help you out. We also need communicators. Doing it through the cell phone is okay, but really, if we're going to start doing kind of this sort of thing, we need something a little more secure and a little more portable for all of us.
You're right. We ought to do something a little bit better.
From across the
But,
table. I can't press the buttons.
But I've
That's
never
why-
actually been used to trying to communicate this way with a team, you know?
Well,
It just like scratches his head. It's been a while and things have radically changed. Definitely feel like I'm falling behind on that kind of thing.
I can once I get back to my workshop, I can put something together. And like I said, Scrap, I've got an idea for you. It's gonna be I'm gonna have a holler. I grab one of your gauntlets and kind of pull it out so I can show you. So and I'm gesturing with my hands over. There's gonna be a holographic keyboard display right here, and the keys are gonna be about this big, so you can hit them with the fingers here, and it just starts going into technical details. And
Crap is trying so hard to eat this breakfast with one hand. He understands.
Then he
that
will
this
just
man
like
is saying
take like a
words.
piece of like pancake or something and just like lift it up to your mouth and just like leave it there. It's like there. Alright. So while you're busy with that, so Arsenal. So while you're looking around, I'm also
Yes?
kind of I feel like we got two problems to think about now because the Ordris is also involved in all this.
that's right. I wanted you to. We need to find it.
I can try to find. I'm working on the deeper motives right now, but while you're flying around, if you keep an eye on the roads coming in and if they're bringing a lot more people, I'd like to know if that happens.
What exactly is their plan here to begin with? Because I never found out.
As far as I'm aware, they want to take everyone out of town and bring them back to the city.
Forcibly?
Forcibly.
Okay,
That might be their
not-
eventual plan. I don't know if they're going to do it tomorrow or in a week, but that seems to be what they're after.
It's one thing to try and help people to move in if they want to, but to force them out of their homes, people are allowed to make their own choices.
Right. On the
Even
surface,
if
it
it's a
definitely
stupid
seems like they
choice.
definitely care about these people, and they think it's too dangerous out here, and... Well, I don't know, I haven't tried to in a while.
Honestly, yesterday evening when you were doing whatever you were doing, I got curious and flew around probably a good 2-3 miles out at least, and I didn't see anything.
Well, there's always the obvious, I say obvious, but... Well, there's always the big thing in town. The mine. Obviously, if there's no one here, the mine's up for grabs. And far be it from me to accuse anyone of anything, but if I were to think about it, I'd say that'd be the reason to get people to move out.
Yeah, they're mining lithium, and at a pretty decent clip as far as I could tell.
I think I remember what lithium does. It explodes, right?
It's got a lot of good uses, from everything from
Yeah,
medicinal
you
to
put it
electronics.
in your phone and it explodes. It's exactly how lithium works.
You're thinking the battery technology. It was the batteries that exploded for other reasons.
Oh, right. That was like back in, 2008, 2010? Yeah, it's been ages since then.
Yeah,
They got better, right?
Well, yeah, much. Back in like 6th grade, I did a report on the history of lithium batteries and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, science class. They made us pick something, and I picked batteries, and then they said, no, that's too broad. You gotta do something smaller. So I said lithium batteries, and yeah, middle school or elementary school stuff.
Sounds a lot more focused than the way I remember having to learn things. Most of that was just people yelling at me and whipping me with sticks until I learned. He just sitting there smirks a little bit and takes a sip of coffee.
All right. And I immediately don't ask the immediate follow-up is how bruised did you get?
Oh, let me tell you. But you didn't ask, so you don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
So
yeah, maybe keep an eye out if those cars come back with friends.
yeah.
Yes.
I just don't want an incident happening out here. These
Oh.
don't seem like bad people.
The townsfolk, I mean, it's fine, and I get what the Ordis people are wanting to do in a general sense. I mean, they're looking out for them, but it's not really. It kind of sounds like neither group is the best answer. Because I mean, really, who wants to hook up with a group whose idea of promoting change is going around shooting rich people?
Right, but at the same time, they're here and accepted in town, and I wouldn't doubt that at least some amount of their protection here is due to them. It's just like it always is. When it comes to a bunch of human conflict, no one's necessarily right. They just have very drastically different opinions.
We still, well, at the very least, we need to
But we still have
try.
ours, I suppose, right? Truth, justice. We gotta gotta get Mr. Silverware into custody, I think.
Yes, and whoever his partner was, who was surprisingly resistant to my IPCs.
Mega goon.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we all have our tasks for today. I think I'm gonna go check out the pool.
All right.
Nice. So do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm not sure I'd get into the pool even if I was in my sealed suit. I'm afraid that whatever's living in it might eat through.
I like look out the window, like, what's the tragic situation of this pool?
So like in the back, it is under a little atrium in the center of the motel. It has one sad wilted palm tree at the edge sitting in a little pot.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little slide that's about 2 feet tall, and the actual
Completely
pool
dry.
itself, yeah, the pool itself is only about 20 by 20 feet, and there is one bald senior citizen floating in a inner tube right in the middle of the pool, asleep
In a bikini.
Nice.
in a speedo.
No, I was.
Some things never change.
So maybe I'll actually pass on the pool, but I'll go outside, like inspect it a little bit, and get some more fertilizer for that plant. I'll just like create that and try scooping it in a little bit.
You just
Plant
produce-
maintenance, basically.
Yeah. Make a. I don't know.
It's just a
Intelligence
creation
roll?
power.
Oh yeah, but like determining how much fertilizer you might need if you actually want to like work it into the roots, I guess.
Fertilizer, or maybe just like good or better dirt, a little water. I'm not going anything extreme.
Yeah, I think what I probably want to do.
Remember, he's from ancient Egypt. His idea of fertilizer is probably fresh ox manure.
Yeah, just throw some shit on the palm tree. Perfect. But you're able to get the tree in a properly satiated, let's say.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, I suppose I'll spend some time maybe just walking around town, just talking to people and seeing how they feel about their situation out here, their safety. And then before lunchtime rolls around, I'll come back, get nice and dressed, cleaned up, and all that.
Yes. So when you're out around talking to people, most of them seem a bit resistant to the Ordris. Some of them feel like they do want to get out of this place, but just don't have the means. But most of them, like when you're talking to them, they bring up the fact that there are like pirate attacks out here. People come by to pick up or try and boost any lithium they might have before shipment. But often they get chased away, but every once in a while they do manage to make away with some of their stuff, and a couple people do often get caught in the crossfire. But these people seem to just accept that as a way of life.
Right. So it sounds like they're handling the problem very well. Is that the only real problem that comes this way?
Well, they've make a persuasion check to try and get more, because this one guy seems like he's about to mention something else, but then kind of quiets.
Okay. Am I attractive to them?
No.
It's 24 anyway.
Yeah, it's 24 anyway. So he's gonna like hesitate before he says something else, and he's like, "Yeah, there's been these weird noises coming from the north."
Was that like the one this morning?
Yeah, it's like this big like honking sound way off in the distance. If you're outside and alone, I've seen people just drop whatever they're doing and just start walking. It's the weirdest thing. Don't understand it.
Walking. Where to? To the north?
Yeah,
What's the sound?
yeah. They just go.
It's weird.
Yeah, one fella, we had to chain him down. He just kept trying to leave. Bit Freddy right in the arm when he stopped him.
But nothing comes this way.
No, just the noise.
Hmm.
Started a couple months ago.
That's very troubling.
Yeah.
So who owns the mine out here? Is it just something the town does cooperatively, shares ownership, or is there a business magnate or a mine owner?
Sounds like communist propaganda to me. But
That's the
yeah.
thing, it doesn't look like this town has, like, one building that's 10 times bigger than all the others or something,
Yeah, no. They it has a lot of owners in the community.
Mhm.
Different people handle different parts of the mine. Although probably the biggest magnate would be Ralph Latano, who is on the council. He owns a lot of the like side businesses that aren't directly dealt with in mine.
Okay,
But
so the town in general tends to share from the profits of the mine, but this guy, like, just owns everything else in town.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Alright. What about the, Children of Liberty? They seem to be a little bit around. Do they help out with this?
They well, for a small cut of the lithium, they've agreed to help repel these pirates while keeping us, in business, unlike those Ordris chumps who want us to drag us all the way back to that mega city. Like, there aren't any lithium farms. Sorry, not lithium farms. Lithium mines in Mega City 4. I mean, what are we supposed to do? We've got a good thing going here.
Right. And I suppose as long as you think that you're treated well out here and you have good work and you're living the life you want to, then I think you're doing great out here.
Some people might have one or two sob stories about the pirates, but you just gotta get some hair on the chest and they're good to go.
Do you know any more about the pirates, if they're a part of any sort of larger group, or if they're just a bunch of independent bandits going around?
I don't know, seem like run-of-the-mill scum to me.
And I'll just sort of like nod knowingly to that.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'll go ahead and finish up my questioning, go back, get nice and dressed up, and head to lunch.
Okay, so before we go to lunch, is there anything anyone else might want to do in town while that's happening?
I guess I will also send a text message about strange noises to the north make people walk away from town and apparently aren't seen again. Also, they tend to bite people after that. So, just, everyone has a heads up now.
You get a text back, zombie movie much?
Sounds like it, but,
There's no
well,
text
you
back
never
from
know.
crap.
But yeah, actually, I get back in the armor, and then I head to the refinery with, and I don't have all my, I got a decent amount of hard money with me, and try to see if I can find a foreman or something like that on the outside I can approach. And
yeah, you can find with that.
for the hell of it, I do a fairly impressive approach.
Nice.
I do a buzz by, circle back around, then land. If I'm gonna do it, I might as well play up the armor some.
Yeah, he whistles a bit. And he goes like, "That's quite a piece of hardware you got there. Military issue?"
Just something I've tinkered with. Speaking of which, you seems like you got a decent amount of tech going on here.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there's some stuff some spares I might be able to buy off of you. Certain few components I'm looking to need for my next little project. I've got I open up the little secret compartment I've got on my suit and pull and show that I'm actually carrying hard currency. I'm not sure. I don't show them everything I've got, but I'm showing them that I'm willing to pay cash, basically.
Well, I think we'd whip up something that you might need.
All right. And I start listing off a list of the components that I might need and see what he might have and so on and so forth, and alternates and so on.
So he's able. So with the alternates and your specifications, he's able to get you everything you might need. You don't need too advanced things. He's able to take it out of any replacement stock they might have.
Cool.
And, and of course, payment would be the value of the items as well as a small finder's fee.
I'm sure we can negotiate that. I mean, after all, I am inconveniencing you because I'm taking your spares, and if something were to break down right now, then you'd have to wait for a return for next parts to come in.
Yes, of course.
So we haggle a little bit, and as long as he's not too outlandish on the upcharge, I pay it, because otherwise it's no different than paying for shipping.
Yeah, it doesn't go too crazy.
All right.
And you're able to get the components you need.
All right. In that case, and then I go swing by and try and find Firebrand and start listing off exactly what tools I need for this.
Oh yeah,
So-
I'm like in the middle of like getting dressed and ready. I'm like putting on a nice suit, getting a little flower, just like creating it on the spot and just like putting it up on the suit. I'm just like, oh, you need this and this,
And this and
let's
this and this
see.
and this.
You just like starts listing all this shit, and you're like,
Well, no, I'm trying to keep it simple.
So you
Yeah,
need
it's only-
this
it's
one
only
that
five.
sparks, and this one that turns, and this one has like okay, yeah, I can do this.
Okay.
So I go ahead and just, go through my creation power, just sit down like on like the side table in the room and just, put my hand over, and as I go, the magical energy just comes out of my hand and scans like slowly across the table as each tool appears in turn.
And I'm actually zoomed in and recording this because this is absolutely fascinating. I'm still trying to figure out if somehow there's some sort of nanotech involved. So I'm going to be, later on, I'm going to be going through this frame by frame and trying to figure it out.
I can only imagine like your future analysis will be like, oh, we found components involved in this. Oh, cool, what'd you find? A bunch of fire in plasma. But how did this create this? We don't know.
I don't know.
Current running theory is he's somehow pulling plasma out of the quantum foam and converting it, running it through the different states of matter and to become solid, and then organizing into.
And then
Jeez.
somewhere in the back of your mind, you're just like, magic.
All right, well, have fun on your date. I'm going to see if we can actually get it so Scrap can talk to us without breaking his phone.
That would be great. He doesn't seem to want to take those things off.
I can kind of understand. I mean, look, I don't know how much you're used to dealing with the real people out there, but I grew up in a rough neighborhood. He grew up under that rough neighborhood.
Nice.
Well, it's not the first time I've encountered people like that. I've
But have
known
you-
knights who refuse to leave their suit of armor under any condition.
Have you lived in those
Nobles who are
conditions?
feared of assassination for every hour of their waking life.
No.
absolutely ruins them.
Have you ever lived in conditions of abject poverty, where you weren't sure where your next meal was coming from for several days in a row?
Well, to put it in perspective, I was born and grew up in rural ancient Egyptian Africa.
Mm-hmm.
That is about as close as it could possibly get.
And how long ago was that?
About 3,000 years.
Exactly. The
And then
world's
about,
changed a lot since then, and I get given, and he waves his hand over to what you've done with the tools, what you can do here. I doubt you lived in those conditions for very long, and definitely
You're
not
right.
for most of this time.
You're right. I try to
It's-
change those conditions as quickly as I can for everyone around me, but I think the kid might be a little bit of a task. You seem like you're okay. You might be fine after a bit, but him, I'm not so sure.
I did grow up in a rough scrabble. I was used to carrying a weapon with me when I walked around on the streets, but I didn't fear for my life most of the time. I think Scrap has pretty much lived in a place where he expects to get attacked or used or abused every other hour. So he's going to be skittish. But he's got a level head on his shoulders.
He definitely seems to be able to take care of himself. I mean, did you see how well he punched those things?
Yeah. And the one thing I have learned about the people who can take care of themselves when coming from that kind of life is they've got a very good common sense. So sometimes they're worth listening to, even if their idea seems backwards or archaic. So
Benjamin just sort of like nods to all that.
anyways,
Well, I won't keep you from doing your
Tinkering.
work here.
and
But if anything comes up, you always know you can call me. And
Yeah.
I'm sure if anything happens to me, you'll hear the explosion.
Probably. All right. So try not to kill anybody.
I hope
He
not.
says that with a smirk.
I'm hoping for a second date.
Yeah.
Just like walks out the room.
Nice.
And I start
Okay.
tinkering on that display.
Yeah. So as you're doing that, Scrap, you said you started to head north towards the direction of the sound.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's not something you hear ever. Well, maybe in town, but we're not in town anymore. Well, maybe just gonna check it out. No big deal. Just gonna see what's going on. If it gets too real, he'll probably back out, make a phone call. It'll be rough, but he could do it.
I assume you're heading north on foot, correct?
Yeah, I can't drive.
I don't know how to drive, dude. All right, just give me 1 second. My Mutants Masterminds has cut out. As you're,
It was you who dropped.
yeah, not the best sign, but
It dropped on me a while back. I just reloaded and came in
Yeah.
fine.
although I am having technical issues right now concerning connection, it's weird. Apparently, there's like a proxy setting or something that's messing my internet up. It's coming in like packets,
Weird.
but yeah. Anyway, if you head north, you'll be able to move along a road, but a lot of the ground to either side has just been like corrupted by chemical spills. So it's not a very pleasant walk, to be sure.
But can I make it there relatively safely, or is this thing just flooding the outback here?
You can move fairly easily as long as you stay on the road.
I'm not gonna wander off into a chemical spill.
What do you think? I'm a freaking idiot?
Hey, what's that over there?
Oh, something shiny falls into a puddle and drowns.
Like disintegrates.
Flies apart instantly as soon as you hit it.
No, it'd be like the guy in Yellowstone a few years ago who just fell into one of those acid pools and.
Oh. Yeah. So, yeah, for some reason it's taking a really long time to load, but at least Discord still works.
Yes.
As you're moving up through the through this area, you do hear that like sound off in the distance once or twice more, but it seems to be moving away from your direction. It's getting quieter and quieter as you're approaching it.
But is it still in the same direction?
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna look it up from the distance, and it's probably early morning still at this point.
Yeah.
And I can't really see anything off in the distance that would make something like this.
Make a perception check.
Okay, so everyone, you need to bear with me here because he's not in here, so we can just lie. So let's see.
Don't do it.
What's that? Natural 20.
Whoa.
Whoa, how'd you get that 100? Whoa, man, yeah.
I got a
I
21.
believe it.
Here. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Did you say the number?
Yeah, I said I got a 21.
Okay, then no, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
So, 21, you see something way, 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 way off in the distance. It you can't really make it out. It's just like this small, well, it looks small. This small gray figure right at the horizon. It looks like it's bobbing up and down in like some sort of weird loping walk.
You know what? That's too long a walk for me. And he's gonna go trundle on back to town. No, that is not.
No.
I love when people can fly at Mach 10 to it.
All these damn fast.
They're so fast. It's not fair.
You know?
Well, I'll make my way back to town.
Okay. So you're going to head back to town. Are you going to do anything?
Yeah. No one seems to be worried about that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's just vanished, and so
Ah.
I'm gonna wander about. Just keep my eyes open for the person with the creepy eye.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna explicitly like try and track him down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely looking.
Okay. So, Benumzis, you're
Indeed.
prepared for your date.
Yes, looking fine. Heading over to the good old Italian bistro.
You've headed to the Rag. Are you going to
Yes.
arrive on time, early, or fashionably late?
Definitely a little bit early. Just make sure, everything looks nice.
All right. So, you've been there. You're there for maybe like 3 minutes. And Cortez is going to approach off the street and going to sit down at your table. She's just going to go like, oh, half surprised you decided to show up. Thought you'd be off with the rest of those. Well, she kind of like trail off. It's like, well, guess you aren't an Ordris, are you? So not liable to get a knife in my back right now, am I?
Oh, absolutely not. I invited you here. I want to talk with you.
Yeah, it's just,
Of course I'd show up.
it's like, well, you never know what a talk is going to do, some quotations. You never know what a talk is really going to be, do you?
That's true. I usually just kind of weather through the consequences when that kind of thing occurs.
Yeah.
But I think we're on track to have a nice little bit of lunch. And
Yes.
I think they actually serve the steaks rare out here in the country.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So you're gonna like, as you're gonna start like looking over the menu, she doesn't seem to be very interested in talking right now. Like she's not initiating the conversation.
Right, so I just open it up a little bit with so, how's your day been? Well, what are you planning to do in town right now that you actually won them over again?
Well, I suppose all we can do is send the Ordrists running when they come crawling back. Well,
Sort of nods a little bit.
I'm sure if these townspeople have our back, we can count on some help from them as well. But other than that, she's gonna shrug. More of a holding position.
I see. Well, what do you plan to do with the city then? I think the last time some of your friends went out there, things didn't turn out very pleasant.
She's gonna like wave a hand dismissively. It's like, there are many cells of the Children of Liberty. I represent but one.
That's
We,
true. But the ones we're talking about are a part of your cell.
Oh,
He
really?
folds his menu real quick and just puts his hands down on top of it.
You have her attention at this point. He's gonna put hers down as well. And gonna say, and what, pray tell, would these gentlemen's names be?
I don't know them personally, but I know my friends can point them out very easily. One of them went jangling out with some silverware last time we saw him. I think one of them actually has the face recorded, of all things.
Really? Well, I'd very much like to take a look at that.
Well, we can arrange it. But let's
Yes.
talk about it first.
Of
So,
course.
why do you think that your men were out there? Did you order them to go and harass that auction house?
Well, of course, by the nature of our organization, all of our members have a great deal of personal freedom. We can't always dictate exactly what they're going to be doing, can we?
But they went out there to spread your slogans and then kill someone in the name of this movement.
Whew, I admit some of our members' methods might be severe, but I assure you it's all in the name of liberty.
Would you take responsibility for that murder?
Hmm. She's going to think for a second. It's like, depends who it was.
It was going to be a close friend of mine if we didn't stop them in time.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate, I'm sure, but if my agents decided to act, then I'm sure they had a good reason.
When I came out here, I was very glad to see how well everyone out here lives. It's not exactly the best life, but then again, it's not always. It's like that for humans for quite some time. They come out, they live, they struggle, and I'm very happy to see what I see here. But it's disappointing to see that though you've tried to balk at the Ordris trying to order you around and force you to their ways, that you seem more than happy and content to let others try to do just as bad to those who live within the city. I'm more than happy to let the children of liberty live out here in peace, especially among this village, and continue to protect them. I think that's great work. But I can't abide with this kind of action, going into the city, trying to kill people, stealing their valuables, and all for what?
All to escape from under the boot. And she's going to like gesture up above her head. And it's like everyone in the city has the same crushing weight coming down on them. The people out here have managed to escape the boot. We wish to save more people from inside through any means necessary.
By killing innocent people, though. Is that really the best course of action for you? You seem to have quite a wide area around town pretty secure. You could probably just convince people to just come out here, try a different way of life. That wouldn't be difficult at all. But instead you've chosen other methods.
Yes, unfortunately, some of my underlings can get a bit precocious when it comes to their methods, but I assure you, it is all in the interest of the people, and she seems to be a bit agitated at this point. Some people won't see what we have to offer until the people clouding their eyes have been removed from power.
He just sort of puts his hands on his chin for a little bit and just kind of stares and thinks for a little while.
Do
So
you
then,
know
are you at war with them?
if we have to? If we have to be. It is a war between those above and those below. And the ones below woefully outweigh the ones above. Now,
Hmm.
do you know what they tell children about what's outside the wall?
I think I've seen a little bit of it lately.
All propaganda. It's nothing but a ploy to keep them inside the wall and under control. As soon as they take a step out here, they get their first breath of what freedom's like. And those Ordris come, take them back to the city, and put them under their own boot.
Do you think the Ordris control the entire city? I
Of
thought it had
course,
its own internal government.
of course not, of course not. But the Ordris aren't with them, they are them made manifest again. You see, she's gonna like make some. She's gonna make a shopping hand motion with her hand. No matter where you are, the boot will always be hovering above you. You might escape at one place, only to have you dragged back, placed under it once more. Now, the Ordris, though they aren't, she's gonna do air quotations, the man, as it were, are still just another boot to live under. Their great intentions put them above the standard common oppressors, but make no mistake, they will control you just like anyone else.
He nods just a little bit to that. I'm slowly just trying to see their underlying motives. But so far they do at least seem to care.
It is misguided, I fear. They wish to make a difference in the people's lives, but don't know how to do it.
But I feel like maybe I've gotten off of track. I wasn't here for the Ordris. They're the two men that I've mentioned. I'd like to have them return with me to the city in custody.
I'm guessing an execution is waiting.
He just kind of scratches the back of his head. I'm not honestly too familiar with the current local law. I think... Gosh, what would that even be? Is there even execution here? I thought they got rid of that back in like 1973. No. And he just kind of like racks his brain a little bit.
She's just gonna like shake her head. It's like, no, crime wave of XXX year. It's like reinstated due to a surge in riots and violent behavior. Now, I heard that they made the sentencing even more vague. They often don't need a warrant now to drag you away.
He just kind of like raises an eyebrow. Really? I haven't heard anything like that.
Well,
Or have I?
Yeah, she's gonna like shrug and then say, "Could you be from Alpina by any chance?"
Yes, actually. I have a nice place out there.
Yes, that would explain it. Alpinans often are above the problems of the rest of the city. Probably the altitude. And she's gonna like smirk a little bit. And it's just like, what would I give to rise above this? But no, this is my calling. And she's gonna like shrug a little bit.
He'll just sort of like sigh a little bit. Well, maybe there is a way. But I'm understanding that you're not willing to give them up, correct?
I'm afraid not.
Right. And I don't suppose we necessarily want to come to blows either. As I said, I rather like your town. I really wish it well.
Yes.
And I don't want to start a fight here that would weaken your town's possible defense against future pirates. So maybe we could work on something else. While perhaps bringing them back to be executed is a bit beyond what you'd want, maybe we could talk about redressing the damages they've done.
What do you suggest?
Well, I do believe they stole at least some amount of material. Maybe we could return that. And maybe I could work something with the auction house. Maybe they would appreciate a bit of a donation.
She's gonna like think on that for a moment. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Am I pretty enough?
Yes.
Alright, so that'd be a 26 then.
Okay. And let me get the... Okay. So, yes, that... So she, like, considers it, and it says, I think I could arrange something. And, kind of puts up her fingers like, "Would you excuse me for a moment?" And is going to open a cell phone and take a couple steps away from the table.
Okay. I'll wait there. The waiter comes around. I just make the order and all.
Yeah. So she's going to when she's going to come back to the table, she's going to say, well, I've made contact with the two gentlemen from the auction house, and after a bit of a talking to, they seem to be willing to restore any seized goods.
That's great.
Now, what do you... Now, how would you like this exchange to take place? I'd rather not offer them up to you for a snatch. These two gentlemen would like to remain as anonymous as possible. I believe one of your companions may have menaced one of them earlier.
Oh, yes, I think I heard about that. I'll definitely tell them to not do anything that they'll regret. But, in forms of payment, what can we do? Hmm. I'm actually, just trying to rack my brain a little bit here.
Yeah.
Well, what can I get out of the situation?
Worship. Tim Allen.
Well, perhaps if you were willing to, grant some small oversight to your activities, to at least pull back on some of their, violent tendencies, I'll make personal redress to the auction house in exchange.
I can't make any promises if those Ordris start something, but I'll try and keep a better eye on them.
He nods and goes, and will just reach his hand across the table and take her hand and go, well, I'm sure that you can do it. I believe in the goodness in your heart.
Holy, where did this cheese come from, everybody? There's a lot of
Yes.
Parmesan on this spaghetti.
Cheese is coming back.
Oh, God. He's gonna go thanks.
He just looks entirely serious as he says it too. He genuinely means every word that comes out here.
Jeez.
It's I feel for you. I feel as you do for the people of the city, all the poor and downtrodden. I've spent so much of my life trying to help them. But it's good to always see that there's someone else out there that cares.
Alright, she's just gonna she's just gonna nod and she's gonna give you a hesitant smile. And it's gonna glad we could come to an arrangement.
I'm very glad too. I think things can go a lot better from here.
Yes, hopefully. And she's
You
gonna
have- I have one more thing on my mind. Things around this town seem very calm, but do you know what that thing to the north is?
The sound to the north is a new development. It's been plaguing the outskirts as of late. It's oftentimes if someone's off on their own, it'll lure people away. We don't know much about it. We're not here for most of the time, only when pirates decide to surface.
Do the pirates come from that same direction?
No, they come from any which way, whichever way they think we aren't looking. But it's becoming more and more of a problem, that siren sound.
Is it growing?
It does seem to get closer each time.
Hmm. And I think I might have to investigate myself. If I find anything, I'll tell you for sure.
I'd appreciate that. Oh, and where should we deposit the contraband, as it were?
I believe I still have a room. I'm gonna probably use it again tonight. And I'll give them, like, the hotel room number.
Just give you like a bomb in a box. Alright. And so you hand it over. She's like, alright, should be there by the end of the day. And I hope this clears everything up.
Thank you, Cortez. I'm glad you could be so reasonable.
Yes. I doubt I'd get the same courtesy from those Ordris Nutjobs.
We'll see. I'm probably gonna have to handle them in turn, I'm sure.
Yes. So, she's going to get up. She didn't really actually order anything. And she's going to head off.
Well, I do have a stake.
Yes.
And I do have text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, to the rest of the team, I say, came to a compromise. They will be returning stolen goods. Try not to harass those two fellows.
No response from Arsenal. He's busy tinkering. Probably doesn't even realize that the messages come through.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just nothing from Scrap because he can't, but he sees it.
He sees it. So in 1 or 2 hours, you do get a knock. Well, no, you don't get you get like one knock and this clunk sound outside of your. No, it would be the adjacent room. It'd be like this knocking and this big clunk sound outside of Benumzi's door.
All right. I give it a few seconds and then slowly kind of poke my head out the door and look over towards his door.
There's a fair-sized. It's the bomb we ordered. There's a fair-sized cardboard box sitting on like the stoop.
All right. Is it like taped closed box or just folded over? Or...
It's it looks like it's closed with packing tape.
All right. So, I send Benunzi's a text. Were you expecting a box?
Yes, that should be the stolen material.
All right, I'll bring it inside and I'll bring it over to my side then.
All right.
And then I start to open it, think second of it, put the suit on, then open it.
All right. So you open it up, and there is like silverware and some scraps of pottery that's been stacked in there, as well as a note. It's like from Silverware and Mega Goon, we're sorry we trashed the joint. Here's the shit. And there's like a frowny face drawn on the paper.
And they literally call themselves Silverware and Mega Goon.
Hell yeah.
I take a picture of it and send it to both Benunzi and Scrap because I think it's fun. It'll take
You definitely get like a laughing out loud emoji back.
All right, so I'll leave it over there and finish putting things together for Scrap, and then figured probably not too long after Benunzi's done with his quasi date is when I get finished putting the thing together.
Yes, and that air quotes date went south real fast.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember those guys who almost murdered someone?
Yes, those were my employees.
We want to take them in. And by the way, can I get your pants?
Yes. All right.
So once that all's done, I go try and see if I can hunt down Scrap.
Scrap, what would you have been doing in this time?
I've been wandering mostly. It's boring here. There's nothing to do. But I have been looking for our friend Hitori, just on and off, like on a sideways glance, because I don't think we want to leave him here. He might just, I don't know what the fuck he'll do, but he'll do something.
Would Hitori have been like wandering in this body, like wandering about town?
Did nobody ever come back to the courthouse?
Like people did come back, but they were in there for a zoning dispute, and the entire council wasn't there. There was like a couple people sitting in the upper chairs, but it was almost more of a debate.
I guess I would have weighed in on that.
Oh no.
Repeat everything your debater says.
Yes,
That's
perfect.
actually the way it works.
Yeah.
You repeat everything back, listing for the minor changes.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly my side of the argument would never have any changes, so...
Yeah. So they seem to be wanting. One guy seems to want to add an extension on his home. The other guy says that it will encroach on his view of the acid pile outside his house.